Well, hello everybody. My name is Dotti Berry, and I'm coming to you from Blaine, Washington today. For those of you who are in different parts of the world, that's in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. And I'm very privileged today as part of the Presidential Leadership Council of 2Konnect to have with me Mr. David Griffiths, who is the CEO of 2Konnect. David, are you there?
I am here. Hello, Dottie. How are you today?
Oh, wonderful. Well, David, you and I did an interview several months ago when we were just getting started, really. Well, I say just getting started. You've had this dream for 15 years, not just a dream. You've been working on 2Konnect, a community that is amazing and is not an MLM company, but is a community that supports in every way possible the network marketing profession. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit. But we covered a lot of the details of 2Konnect in that initial interview. And we're going to cover some other things today that are going to be geared towards people actually in 2Konnect. But, just in case somebody were to, find this interview in any way, give us just a little quick overview about what 2Konnect is.
Well, 2Konnect is a community of individuals that we're building outside of any MLM company. And that's unique because that community of individuals, there's very few things that need to take place in building that community. What we're requiring is that you bring two people with you. You have two personally sponsored people. And the importance of that community outside of any MLM company is that through automation and technology, we can then take that community and duplicate it into multiple MLM companies. And with that, very simple, but there's a lot of moving parts and pieces to be able to do that. So just understand that that machine in and of itself has a lot of moving parts that we talked about originally, and how we can actually use that to build the community, and then how we're going to use that to build within the MLM companies. And so there's a lot of fun stuff that's going on right now, and a lot of things that are happening right now, and I know we're going to talk about those.
Yeah, exactly. The bottom line is, if anybody's watching this, is you're going to have the opportunity to build one team one time, literally, and take that one downline and have that aligned with companies who align with the 2Konnect community. I mean, there are companies who really go, wow, we would love to have a dedicated group of entrepreneurs or people who want to be entrepreneurs as part of our company. Promoting our company, and you do that within the 2Konnect community. So enough about that. We're not going to get into any more details than that right now. But David, some of the things we want to talk about today is, first of all, the 4 levels of membership. Could you briefly tell me a little bit about those 4?
Yes, I can. The first level of membership is just our citizens, and we love the citizens because we want to make it financially feasible for everybody to come in and become a member of the 2Konnect community. So for $19.95, you can actually come into the community and become a citizen of that community. And what that is going to allow you to do is to have a license to the software that will literally duplicate your downline into the multiple MLM companies. And there are a lot of other benefits and services that go along with that, and we can get into those here again in another date, but that's another session in and of itself. Yeah. We have an executive or preferred member, which is another level, which is obviously going to get you some additional benefits. You have an executive member, and then you have a Diamond Elite member. And what we're going to do with each one of those particular levels is the different services that you're going to receive. Number one is you're going to have that license to be able to use the software to duplicate your downline. You're going to have a website, you're going to have marketing tools, you're going to have the ability to be able to work with sponsored visitors, which is really unique because you can invite somebody to your back office, they can sign up in your back office, and they become a sponsored visitor. And we will literally market to them and help them see the benefits of the 2Konnect community. And most importantly, they're going to receive the documentation, they're going to have their own back office, they're going to see exactly everything that you see as a member, and they're also going to be invited to join the MLM companies. Now, they won't be able to join the MLM companies until they actually become one of the 4 members associated with membership in the 2Konnect community. But most importantly, I think what everybody gets most excited about is that 2Konnect and their marketing machine will literally place sponsored members in your downline, which means that those sponsored members, they're sponsored by 2Konnect, and they're assigned to you as a member of the 2Konnect community, and then they're going to be invited to get into the MLM companies. That means when they sign up in the MLM company underneath you, they're assigned to you. They are personally sponsored by you in that MLM company. Extremely unique. So we talked about originally it takes two to connect. You bring two personally sponsored members with you that are personally sponsored, and then if you buy a membership that has sponsored members associated with it, those are going to be assigned to you also, and you're going to have a greater chance of making a lot more money.
So that's in addition to the two that you bring, because let's just look at it, any kind of membership. You look at a Costco membership, you have a regular membership, you have a business membership. There's different benefits accorded to those different ones. So in the same way, we have 4 different memberships. But first of all, you must bring 2 personally sponsored people. That means like 2 people that I know, and I share my community link with them, and they join me in the community, and they upgrade to a membership, one of the 4 memberships we have. Then when I do that twice, I've brought 2 personally sponsored members. Is that correct?
Oh, you're exactly right. And that's the beauty of what we're doing, is that once you bring those individuals to you, they become literally sponsored visitors. When they upgrade, they are personally sponsored members. And that's important to understand, because in order to get into the MLM companies, you need personally sponsored members that will help you maximize the compensation program.
So let's just look at it then. We've got these various people that we will get put with our position, so to speak, in the community. For instance, I'm a Diamond Elite. You know, a Diamond Elite would have 4 sponsored members. Now that's different than personally sponsored. I don't know them. 2Konnect puts for a Diamond Elite person those 4 people, and those people are sponsored by 2Konnect, and they get to operate as a citizen. They get to join a company if they want to, but they are also at some point going to have to officially upgrade on their own into 2Konnect, and then they will have a different status, because if they leave, what happens if they leave?
Well, that's one of the benefits of the memberships. Like you said, the Diamond Elite, you're going to receive 4 sponsored members, and we're going to assign them directly to you. If one of those leaves, we're going to stay ahead of the marketing game, and we're going to assign 2 new sponsored members to you to make sure that we fulfill and we exceed the membership requirements that you have been given as your membership. And so we're going to make sure that you're going to be completely stocked with sponsored members. And that's important to understand, because we want to make sure that you're successful in this. It is our goal and our desire to make sure that the 2Konnect community is making money. That's our whole goal, and our intent is to be able to do this. It's very simple. We just ask you to bring 2 personally sponsored members with you, and then help those 2 get there too, and then we're going to do everything that we can to help you make considerable amounts of money because you're a member of this incredible community.
So David, you're really addressing some of the things that have been what I would call problems in the profession for many people to be successful, and have blocked their way to being successful. But let's face it, anytime you're going to be in a business, you have to do something yourself. You have to have some skin in the game, you know, and that's why we call this a hand up, not a handout. You're going to do, 2Konnect's going to do their part with the marketing machine, but we also have to do our part by bringing our 2.
Yes, you're exactly right, and that's the ease, how easy this is, the ease of being able to become a member of the community. Simply bringing 2 individuals, those personally sponsored individuals, into the organization, and then Every single thing that this marketing machine is intended to do, we insert visitors into your back office. We've never even talked about that, into your downline. And so
Right.
you're literally going to see thousands of visitors that will literally be placed in the 2Konnect community, and those people are going to be encouraged to upgrade to become citizens as well. And if one of them happens to fall within your downline, they're going to be sponsored to you, they're going to be assigned to you, and that's one of the great benefits of getting in and getting a position in the community, is because we're doing everything we can to make sure that we're all successful. And we're doing that through sponsored visitors, we're doing that through visitors, and we're doing it through sponsored members as well. And so there's so many moving parts and pieces to all of this, and all you're simply required to do is bring 2 personally sponsored members with you. A lot of moving parts and pieces to a plane, but you don't need to know how every single one of those parts work and how they function in order to get on a plane and get from point A to point B. 2Konnect is exactly the same way. There's a lot of moving parts and pieces to this, and we simply say, for your membership, you need to bring the 2 personally sponsored with you, and then you're going to get marketing tools, you're going to get licensed software, you're going to have the marketing machine at your disposal. So many different benefits, it's absolutely incredible.
Well, this is really exciting, David, because 2Konnect just launched officially on March 3rd. Now, I know myself personally, I now am in 3 different companies that we are helping promote. I mean, that's how we get paid. So I've been able to build my team and take my one downline and align with these 3 companies, the first 3 that are a part of the community. But you're bringing in these visitors, and how is that marketing machine with the visitors? What is going to be the appropriate way for people to begin to contact those people and at the appropriate time? Give us the scenario around this.
Well, understand one thing, the visitors they have a total of a 90-day program. And through statistics, we can tell you how many of those people over that 90-day period of time will literally convert and become citizens. The first 30 days, they're going to receive a series of emails. The first week, they get 1 a day, and then it goes to the 14th day, the 21st day, and the 30th day. The second 30 days, we literally pull them from the matrix, and we do that because it's a fear of loss. You had a position in there before, you no longer have a position. On the set of third 30 days, or the 60th to the 90th day, we insert those visitors back into the matrix, and then they receive another series of emails, 1 a day for the first week, and then the 14th, the 21st, and the 30th day. And after that 90-day period of time, we have a very high conversion rate of those visitors literally becoming members. Now, is it wise for our current citizens to contact them? No, because if they do, it will disrupt the actual marketing efforts that we're literally putting on all of those individuals. There will come a time when those people will be converted to citizens, and then when that time period actually takes place, that's when the conversion, or that's when our current members will have an opportunity to welcome them into the community, to work with them, to encourage them to get into the MLM companies, and that's the time period when it's going to be beneficial. The sponsored members that are being assigned to our current members, those as well are going through a 90-day period of marketing as well. The first 30 days they're going to get the emails, then they're going to be moved around. As far as the downline is concerned, we're not going to take them away from the members that we have assigned them to, but we're going to shuffle them, and so they may be right up underneath somebody that's really a mover and a shaker, and then the next thing they know, if they don't get it converted, they may be down a row or 2. And so we're not going to take them away from the assigned member, but we are going to do some shuffling in there. And then, of course, the third 90 days, the 60th to the 90th day, we are going to send them out another series of emails. Now, the best part about all that is that they can go into their back office, they can see where they are, and they're going to get emails, and they're going to be associated with on a daily basis saying, get into the MLM companies. They can see the activity that's going on. They can see all of the different things that are happening as far as the encouragement to get into the MLM companies, and they can see the testimonies of people like yourself who have literally built one downline, but yet you have 3 sources of income off of that one downline. Never before been done, and we're just starting. This is
Yeah,
just the beginning.
this is just the beginning, that's for sure. I just want to go back and clarify just a minute about the visitors, though. So you're saying that with the visitors, that people will not need to contact them at all until they become citizens, or is there going to be an appropriate time for them to contact people even as they're visitors?
That's our job, is to
Yeah.
do that, the contacting of the visitors. Now, we have aligned ourselves with MIG, which is a massive funnel system.
Uh-huh.
And you will then have your funnel system attached to your back office, and you will then have sponsored visitors that will be dropped into your back office, and those are the individuals that you'll be working with. The visitors are our job. That's the 2Konnect's responsibility, but the sponsored visitors are assigned directly to you, and they are the ones that are coming to you through your funnel, through your own marketing efforts, because of the association that you have. Your membership's going to provide these marketing funnels for you. You get that as part of your membership package. And so your sponsored visitors, those are the ones that you're going to be working with. The visitors are our responsibility, and we work with them.
Well, that's a good distinction to know, because a lot of people have been asking, when can we contact the visitors, and when can we? And so, this is what I'd like people to understand is this is a new language. 2Konnect is a paradigm shift. So we're developing something that's never been done before. We're not following a path anybody else has created. As we like to say, we're bulldozing a road. And when we're bulldozing a road, there may be some new terminology. And part of the purpose of this hangout interview with you right now, David, is to clarify and have you clarify and have people hear you say, hey, this is the definition of a visitor. This is the definition of a sponsored member and what you do with sponsored members. So if somebody were to get a sponsored member, for instance, today is what, the 26th of March? And so, wow, where's the time going? I tell people I'm in a playground every day. I'm having fun. Even with everything, with things trying to get hooked up, and we know we're doing that right now, it's still such a joy to work with the people in the community and have a lot of fun. But as these people are being sponsored members, okay, that means 2Konnect is sponsoring them on our behalf because of our membership, and the level of membership determines how many sponsored, and that's a total. Like Diamond Elite, that's a total. That's not each month. And the guarantee is that over the course of 4 months, you would have your 4, a minimum of 1 a month, although some people are already finding that they're getting several sponsored members. But when would be an appropriate time for those sponsored members to be communicated with? We want to do what's right. I mean, I guess it's sort of like a sponsored member is kind of like somebody who comes to a physical community event and they see all the posters up. If somebody goes and piles on top of them, the minute they walk in the door, they're going to think, what kind of community is this? Come on, give me a break. I just walked through the door. I'm just looking at the posters on the wall. But once people come in, get them a little cup of juice or something and some food on the table over there. They're walking around, they're getting to know people. When would be appropriate for somebody to reach out and connect with them?
I love your analogy of that physical community event, because you're right. When I go to an event, it takes me a few minutes to get acclimated to the people, my surroundings, and I've got to have a comfort level.
Yeah. And
I think everybody is like that. They need a comfort level, and you're right. The minute you walk through that door, if people jump on you, you're going, wait a minute, why am I here? I'm uncomfortable. And so it is exactly the same way with our sponsored members that we assign to our membership community, is that we suggest, because we're working with them, we're trying to get them comfortable in the community. They get letters, they get notified that they're in the community, that they have a position, go in and check it out. We're saying wait a minimum of 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because they will receive approximately 14 different letters during that 2-week period of time. Mm-hmm. If they opt out, you're obviously going to get 2 in place of that 1, but they usually opt out during that first 2-week period of time. If not, they're going to want to be worked with. They're going to want to know how to get into the MLM companies, upgrade their membership in 2Konnect. They're going to want to know all of those things, and that's when we recommend that our members contact the sponsored members and make them feel welcome at that particular time. But you're right, Dottie, when you said a community member or community activity, you don't want to be pounced on right when you walk through that front door. So give them some time to get comfortable, give them some time to get knowledgeable about what they actually have, and make sure that when you do contact them, it's more of a, welcome to the community. We're glad to have you here. Have you looked at your back office? Have you seen where you are? Have you seen the opportunity? Not like, you need to upgrade. You need to get going right now.
Right.
Nobody wants that, do they?
No, I mean, I'm just thinking about, have you ever been invited by a friend to go to a party or go to some event, and you just go, you don't really know what you're going to, and you get there, and sometimes you think, how did I end up here? So some of those people, even though they might have filled out something, they say they're interested in home-based business, they say they're interested in aligning with the community. I want you to talk about this in a minute, but I mean, just imagine some people are going to come in the door and they're going to be like deers in the headlight. They're not really going to maybe sometimes know where they're at, and then once they figure out where they're at, they go, hey, this isn't for me. Now, it's not a high number because you were sharing, I think, 24 people out of, I don't know, 1,000 or 1,500 or something that you all had done with a particular marketing piece. Talk about that and what kind of questions you're asking, how the call center is calling them on our behalf. Share a little bit about that process.
Well, it's very interesting because we've inserted, it was 1,100 sponsored members into the community. And 1,100, we've done that in less than a 3-week period of time. We started from a standstill on March the 3rd, and here we are at the 26th. And so those 1,100 people, and like you said earlier, many of those people have received their 4 sponsored members within the first couple of weeks, and we're not even required to deliver them until the 4th one on the 4th month. And so we've accelerated that, and we anticipate doing that into the future as well, as long as we can physically do it. Now, the call center is working with these individuals and making sure that they're called, making sure that they're welcomed, making sure that they understand where they are, and that they're in a community, that they know and that they understand what the benefits are of this particular community. And so that's just another point that we need to make sure that first couple of weeks, let's just let them go, because they are being worked with by the professionals, and they're being contacted, and to make sure that they know exactly where they are. Now, a couple of the things that we talk about as far as these sponsored visitors are concerned, when we actually bring them to the community, we don't talk about 2Konnect. We talk about building one team, one time. We talk about joining the community, and then we talk about joining the MLM profession without getting into an MLM company. How would you like to become part of that community that will literally help one another build, and then you have the opportunity to duplicate your efforts into the MLM company? So those are the things that we talk about. So if one of our members picks up the phone and says, hey, you're in 2Konnect, they're going to go, what?
Yeah.
They've got to have a chance to be introduced to 2Konnect, and we do that. And the reason that we don't introduce the company right off the very beginning is because we're dealing with a lot of numbers. And if we introduce 2Konnect right in the very beginning, sometimes it would take more of an effort to be able to explain the 2Konnect concept rather than just from a 10,000-foot view, just explain the reasons that 2Konnect exists. And so those numbers and those individuals are there to fulfill a distinct purpose, and that's to build the entire community and to make sure that everybody has that opportunity to be able to get some sponsored members that can be converted to personally sponsored members in the MLM companies, because our goal is to make sure everybody can make money.
And this makes such sense, David, if you think about it. We have newbies in 2Konnect, we have seasoned professionals, but imagine everybody calling people with a different message. That's the same reason we encourage people, even with your personally invited people, to just reach out and use what we call the IP strategy. Invite them to a call, a hangout, point them to resources, that are consistent in the messaging, because when we start doing our own thing and passing information along, by the time it gets to even the fifth person, it can sound totally different. So the fact that you all are contacting these people, the sponsored members, in the first couple of weeks and priming them for us with a consistent message, oh my goodness, David, this is fantastic, because that's been the biggest problem in this profession, is people not knowing what to say, not knowing how to market. So you are literally taking away all the barriers to people's success. So when they go back and they try to do it the old way, which is do it all themselves, that's where the problem comes up.
You're exactly right, and that's why your membership in the 2Konnect community, you're receiving a lot of benefits, and that benefit is that you're literally a part of the 2Konnect marketing machine. We have a machine that we know where the parts are, we know how they work, and we know what the expected outcome is going to be. And so to make sure that everybody understands what that expected outcome is, we just need to make sure what the expectations is as far as the expected outcome, and to make sure that we don't elaborate on those. We don't expound those expectations. Our expectations is we've set some rules in places that we're going to give sponsored members one per month for the first 4 months if you're a diamond. And the reason that we do that is because if we have 1 million people in the organization, think about that. That's 1 million new sponsored members in a month. And that's why we have to allow ourselves, and by the way, these sponsored members, it's for a limited time, because as the community grows, we're not going to be able to do that, and we recognize that, and so we've had to make sure that everyone knows that it's just for a limited time. But you're right, we have a system in place to be able to do this, so the average individual that can get into this company can make money, and that's what this is all about, is we have the system in place to make sure that everybody has a greater opportunity of making money.
So, a good reason for joining in 2Konnect right now is to be able to get some of those sponsored members. Now, there's one more aspect that I want to cover, and that is within the membership levels, there's a point where it says, depending on what level of membership you're at, that you can upload sponsored members. But what I want to key on here is this is not you all doing this. This is
sponsored visitors.
Yeah, okay, sponsored visitors, and this is people's own personal list that is then scrubbed, and the maximum is 500, okay, for a Diamond Elite per month. Can you talk just a little bit about that? And thanks for that clarification.
Yeah, no problem.
It's all about the terminology, isn't it? I mean, we're all learning here.
Yeah, and I do that myself, and somebody, well, what did I actually say? Because what I meant to say wasn't, so I'm glad when people actually step up and correct me, because our sponsored visitors are a key element to the growth of the entire community. And so in order to make sure that everybody has an equal opportunity to be able to grow with sponsored visitors, you can send as many people to your to your website as you want, and they can sign up as sponsored visitors. We don't care what that is. As many people as you want, you can send them there. However, if you would like our help in being able to upload your scrubbed list, then we will do that at the tune, if you're a Diamond Elite, we'll do that at the tune of 500 per month. And the reason that we have to set limits on that is because, here again, the expectation or the outcome has to be managed. And if you've got somebody such as yourself who's a real go-getter, has got hundreds of thousands of names that have been scrubbed and things like that, it really isn't going to be fair to all of the other Diamond Elite members. And so we had to make sure that we managed that expectation to make sure it was going to be fair for the entire community, and it's not going to be overrun and being a burden to the entire community just by what one individual is going to be doing.
And some people may be saying, well, I don't have a list yet. But guess what? You are having the chance to develop a list through MIG, and so if you create a list over there with MIG and you want to use those and download it and then use that as your list, that's a good way to create that over at 2Konnect, because a lot of people have been asking me, oh, what emails are you creating out there? I said, I'm not, because I want to bring those people in and let your marketing machine on my behalf, to those people, send out that. I mean, why do I need to, recreate the wheel where the wheel is already on my vehicle? I just want to put the best set of wheels on that vehicle, and that means using the tools that we've got. And that's a phenomenal thing to be able to do that. Just think, take some of those MIG leads and use it as, if you're a Diamond Elite, 500 of those as soon as you have those, and upload them, have them uploaded into the system.
Well, I can do one better than that.
Okay, I love it.
We have been in constant contact with MIG, obviously, a great group of individuals to work with. And one of the things that we have put on the platter to be able to be announced, and we're kind of spilling the beans just a little bit here, but the MIG funnels, yeah, exactly right. It's between you and I, right? Those MIG funnels will literally be connected to your own personal 2Konnect back office. And therefore, it's unlimited how many people that can come through your MIG funnel that will literally be, uploaded as personal, or as sponsored visitors. See, you got me doing it there.
Oh, yeah.
Sponsored visitors. And so that funnel is going to be completely automated, and you'll just be able to use a funnel system to connect to the 2Konnect back office, and that's what this is all about, and driving that.
Oh, my gosh.
So that's one of the things that we're doing, and so get ready. It's coming.
Now my mind's really spinning. I'm going, okay, so you got the MIG list. You can make it as big as you want, and it's going to be inserted automatically in the future into the 2Konnect back office, so I can still bring 500 from another list I might have had, from the past. A lot of us are in marketing, and we've been building lists because we were told, hey, the gold is in the list. I've always said, well, that's kind of it, but it's in how you communicate with your list.
Right.
Just having a list that sits there, as many people have found, means nothing. But if you have a consistent messaging going out, so to be able to tap into the 2Konnect marketing messages is huge, David.
That's one of the benefits we recognize, that how important this is. And let's face it, Dotti, you've been around it, and you know and understand marketing and internet marketing and things like that. But there are a lot of us out there that don't understand it, and there's a lot of us out there that want to take advantage of it, but we don't know how to do that. So what 2Konnect is doing, through the help of MIG and through other organizations, they're allowing the average individual to be able to come in and establish a business literally for $14 per month, or $19 per month. You can start
We got a special going on.
Yeah, there is a special right now. But for $19 a month, that's the cost to be able to run your business. You're going to receive the tools. You've got the funnels. You've got the marketing autoresponder program, which is, hundreds of dollars in and of itself if you were to put that together. We have all the emails that you would have to create yourself. We've got back offices. We've got the support. We've got the ability to be able to move whatever you do over into an opportunity to make some money. And so this incredible 2Konnect marketing machine is set up so the average individual can come in with literally pennies on the dollar, start a business, and become successful at it.
David, I got to be real honest with you. If I'd had this 6 years ago, I would know what I know. I mean, it's one of those things where I remember when I ran the first time the Atlanta Road Race. I grew up in Atlanta. And when I got to Heartbreak Hill by Peachtree Hospital, I'm like, oh, my goodness, why did I decide to do this? The point is, if any of us knew how hard something was going to be, maybe even if you had known how hard this 15-year journey was going to be, you might not have done it. But once you're in it, I mean, I'm kind of like a dog on a bone. I just hate to give up. But I can't say that the path I've taken to be where I'm at is the easiest one by any stretch of the imagination. There's been times when I tell people I literally cried at my computer. I felt so overwhelmed with what people call internet marketing. I now call it integration marketing because it's about everything being integrated.
Right.
But if I'd had something like you're offering, no way would I've even gone down the path I've gone down. Because, I mean, if you can have a pretty much done-for-you system, I mean, that's amazing. And because the bottom line, what we're looking for, David, is success, financial success.
That's
And if
exactly
you
right.
can help us get there, it's sort of like a franchise. Why did franchising come in? Because it was a better way of doing things for many people, and it's been a really great business model. Now, a lot of people don't have the money to do something like that, but I consider this almost like that type of entity in our profession, something that's really never been done before in a marriage, so to speak, really a partnership of the integration marketing, what we can do online and offline, and pulling it in with the network marketing profession. What a great combination, David.
Yes, and one of the things that is important to understand here is that we've talked about this massive marketing machine, and we've talked about, you know, the individuals that can come in and literally take advantage of what we put together. And that's important to understand, that it's there for everybody. But Dottie, we want to make sure that everybody understands, even with everything that we've got going, we cannot guarantee success.
Yes.
We want to guarantee success. And so what we're saying is it takes two to connect. At least bring two people with you. And we know that if you bring two people with you, you're going to make money because of everything else that's going on. And if you bring two people with you, we can pretty much guarantee that you're going to be making some money because of everything else that's going on. But if you come in and you sit on the street corner with your sign, it's not going to happen. You're just not going to receive the successes. We're going to try, but nothing's perfect in this perfect world. And so we're going to try and make it the best that we possibly can. That's why I say it's so simple. Just bring two people with you, two personally sponsored, and we're going to do everything else that we can to make sure that you have success, everything else. And so you're going to have those tools at your disposal, sponsored members, sponsored visitors, everything else that we've talked about. All you simply do is bring two people with you.
Yeah, two to get two. And I got to tell you, David, I'm changing my habits. You know, I mean, I've been in the scramble mode for the last 6 years, learning as much as I could. And, you know, that's just my nature. You know, I'll kind of bust through anything to learn. I just won't stop. But I understand why so many people do. I honestly do understand why people get overwhelmed by internet marketing and all that is out there. And I was one of those people for many times, you know, scrambling out there, trying to see a product out here, and, oh, it's an affiliate product, you can make a little bit here, and go over there and scramble and make a little bit here. But you know what? I am changing my habits because I totally grasp the vision of 2Konnect, which is to operate inside this huge community. And number one, David, I have to be real honest with you, I love it because this community has a sense of community. That's dear to my heart more than anything in this world, because I sit here in Blaine, Washington, and I wanted to connect with people. So I've just been waiting on you, and I've realized that.
Well, we've been waiting on you as well, too, because you're one of those community leaders, that presidential council that represents that community, and we love it. This community atmosphere that we talked about, it's literally replacing some of the misnomers in the MLM world and some of the problems associated with that, because you get in and you're not having to fight for other companies, and you're not having to say, well, you know, there might be a better opportunity over here or over there. Literally a couple of months ago, we talked about it, and we said you're going to have an opportunity to have 3 sources of income really soon. Well, today, guess what? You've got them. You've got them today. They're yours.
And before we close here, David, I really appreciate your time, and I have to mention a couple things. And one is how incredible the 3 companies are, and all the people, the owners, and everybody associated with CyberWealth 7, My Network 1, and MIG. I mean, Dennis Paul, just with one of the MIG owners, called me earlier and was just brainstorming on how he envisioned the different companies working together to be better in the community for us. I mean, that has just not happened. I love this collaboration versus competition that is going to take this global economy and make an opportunity for everybody. What could you say about these companies you've been working with?
Well, first off, they're absolutely incredible to work with, and like you said, is that each of them have dedicated themselves to make sure that this concept works. And they've had some paradigm shifts themselves as far as working with 2Konnect. And so each one of the companies, their products, their services have been incredible to work with. And I'm going to add one other thing here, which has been very, very interesting. The IT people that we've worked with in some of the other companies have contacted other IT people in other MLM companies, and those companies are now contacting us saying, how do we get involved? And then we further those conversations with some of the new MLM companies that we're going to be introducing that are going to be other opportunities, because 3 companies is just a start. This community is going to grow, and it's just a start. And so from here on out, we're going to be introducing other MLM companies. And the companies will say, is there anything that we need to do? And we say, yeah, you're going to become best friends with owners of other MLM companies. And it's that awkward silence and that pause, and they go, well, okay, we can do that. And so that's the kind of camaraderie, and that's the kind of community that we're working with, and that's what makes this so fun to work with and so profitable for those people that come in and take advantage of what we have.
Well, imagine, David, when these other companies come on board and the stage has been set, you know, by all the company owners and so forth of these initial companies. I mean, they're going to have to kind of fall in with working together. They won't be able to help themselves. And how exciting that kind of collaboration. And you know, last but certainly not least, I have to mention Dr. Roger Boger, who is the Executive Director of our Presidential Leadership Council, who you have worked with for several years, David, and has pulled together an outstanding group, because there's two 500 numbers we've got to mention here. One is that the collective years of experience with our Presidential Leadership Council is 500 years. And then this community is scaled for 500 million people. I mean, there's something about this 500. Those are two different numbers, of course, but very profound numbers in each of those ways that I mentioned. Talk about the PLC for just a moment. I just can't be on here and not give them some kudos for what some of them have been bringing to the table.
Well, I can't talk about the PLC without talking about you, though.
Well,
is that
thank
right?
you. That's okay. Thank you. I appreciate your kindness.
I'm going to throw in another 500 as well in just a second, but there's another 500 number that we want to make sure everybody knows and understands. But Dr. Roger Boger was saddled with the task of being able to bring the industry's leaders into this organization. It's a new company, and that new company has to recognize that there is a huge paradigm shift. And so individuals such as yourself have literally wrapped their arms around this concept, this idea, and now this reality. It's here. It's happening right now. And so it took that conversation over and over again to make sure that everybody understood what this was going to be and what it was going to look like when we finally got to this particular destination. And individuals such as yourself have literally come in, put their entire whole heart, mind, and soul into this to make sure that it's going to be successful for everyone. And so the collective knowledge and the authority and the experience of the Presidential Leadership Council is why we are so successful right now. So thank you so very much, and Roger, for putting all of this together. And now the third 500 number.
Okay.
We recognize that if we can change people's lives just by $500 per month, that's the difference between bankruptcy in most cases and a regular, normal financial life. And so we love that 500 number. 500 million is where, you know, we're trying to get to there. 500 years and $500 is what this is all about. So we want to make sure that everybody knows and understands that we will be happy. We're not going to be happy until they get to that $500 level. And when they get to that $500 level, we recognize, and you know, that we have all talked about this, is that we will change people's lives for just that $500. And I bet if I asked you and you divulged, which I'm not going to do, you would say, well, I made more than $500 my first week. So
yes, I was very happy about that, and it just astounded that I was going to have 2 more opportunities to create income in a very short period of time. And David, what's so profound about this is I've wanted something that I could, with all integrity, know could really work and work for the masses, and not just work for Dotti Berry in the United States, but work for people throughout the world. And, you know, with people like George in Greece, who's so amazing leader and is building, because you know what's happening in Greece with the economy, and they're just really trying to do exactly what you said, David, is to create these kind of changes. And so as we get to know people throughout the world, I mean, we have a profound opportunity to literally change so many things and put the power of the people back in the hands of the people in many ways in economies all over the world. That's huge.
Yes, you're exactly right. And that's what makes this so unique, is because it's not just on a local basis. It's far-reaching, and that's what's so important to understand, is that we're making sure that the plan that we have for the future is not just a local. We want to take this worldwide, obviously, and we have the ability to be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, listen, David, we went longer. We always think, oh, we'll just chat a few, but it seems like there's so many wonderful aspects of 2Konnect that we want to hit upon, and we did want to clarify about visitors, sponsored visitors, personally sponsored people, sponsored members. See, it's like the lingo, and if I have a different interpretation of a word than you have, then that's where the miscommunication can come in, and people, you know, can feel like, oh, wow, I didn't get what I was thinking I was going to get, or whatever. So we just wanted this opportunity to clarify, and I think you've done a great job. I appreciate your time, and look forward to, I don't know, part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 interviews, huh?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Well, thank you so very much. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome, David. Thank you.
All righty.